You Grow Row experienced recurring technical difficulties throughout this programming. Expect to see screen freezes and glitches and audio inconsistencies. That said, please enjoy the broadcast.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to You Grow Row. Today, we're doing something fun and different, something I haven't done before. We're going to be playing a game, and we have a special guest with us today. We have Joy from Joy Garden and Home. Joy of the Garden and Home. Hi, Joy. How are you this evening, honey?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. A little bit nervous. First time trying to be some kind of interview hostess or whatever, but if you'll bear with me, I think we'll get through this and have some fun.
I think so, yes.
Okay, so yeah, me too. So the game we're going to be playing today is called Never Have I Ever, and traditionally is played by asking different statements saying never have I ever, and you hold up your 10 fingers, and when you have done something, you take a finger down. And then at the end, whoever has the most fingers left is the winner. Only difference being I don't have any presents today, so we will be doing winners. So no need to put your fingers up, okay?
Oh, good.
All right. And so before I go into that, though, I want to give everybody a little information about Joy's channel. She is on YouTube, and her channel is Joy of the Garden and Home. Her channel is about plants and animals and the lives that revolve around them. She's in Zone 6, New York, and she's doing seed sowing, food preservation, and everything in between. She's also turning her property into a food forest. That is something I'm just admirable about. That is wonderful stuff. She also has an Instagram channel. She's got an Instagram channel, and if you check out the banner down here, that information will be here for you to check out. Go and visit her over there on Instagram and Rumble. Did I cover everything, Joy? Is that everything?
Yes.
All right, well, I'm ready to talk some planty things and have a little fun. You ready for your first question?
Yes, I am.
It's going to be pretty easy. So the first one is going to be, never have I ever grown a plant from seed. Now, being a consummate gardener that you are, I know that you have most definitely started something from seed. What did you most recently drop seeds for?
Fennel. I'm doing my I do a seedling sale in the spring, and somebody had asked me, what do I sell? And I was like, ticking through my list in my head, and I'm like, I know I do fennel for myself. Should I do fennel for the sale? So then I was like frantically going, yes, I have to. So I rushed to my drawer and pulled out the fennel and sprinkled some into a container. And yes, now the last thing I've done so far is fennel.
I grew fennel for the first time this year, and the only way I've had it is either using the seeds, but then I roasted it, and I thought that was pretty delicious. How do you use yours? Do you prepare it some kind of special way?
I have not. This is my first time that I will be tasting fennel. This is new to me.
Good thing I was going to ask that question too. I was going to say, what are you doing for the first time? I would have knocked out 2 in 1 had I done that.
Right.
No worries, though. I prepared 50 questions just in case.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
Yeah. I've grown something from seed too. And recently I just started some seeds for my peppers, but I got some seeds in for asparagus.
Ooh.
I've tried from crowns, didn't work for me, so I'm trying from seed. You got asparagus going on your food forest?
Yes, I do. I started, 4 years ago. Whoever was on the channel, I was watching, they were like, asparagus, the asparagus talk. And I was like, okay, I need asparagus in my life. So I seeded, and they did well. And now I have about 40 fronds. So what do you call 40 plants of asparagus?
Really? How big is that patch then?
It's like a semicircle around an established area. So I just I had nowhere else to put it. So I just made the big area bigger, basically.
Right on.
So it's good to dot along.
Is it true what they say it's much sweeter and tender when you grow it yourself?
It's delicious. Absolutely.
Okay.
Just right there out of the garden, eating it every morning. in between mid-May to mid-June. It's so good. Highly recommend.
I can't wait to be a part of that club.
Yes.
All right. Second question. Never have I ever visited a botanical garden for inspiration.
Can't say I've done it for inspiration. I want to. I've been watching people, like, I watch some channels that are specifically like flowers, and I'd like to have more perennials and flowers in my yard. So it's on my list, and I definitely want to bring my kids and stuff, but I have never done it. So, but you have, right?
I haven't been to the botanical gardens in probably 15 years. It's not been anytime recently. And now, when I went to
Right.
visit my mom in Santa Fe, I got to see the botanical gardens there. But, that's like desert country. It was nothing like being here.
Right. I think the last botanical garden I went to was like the Portland one, but this was, like 20 years ago. I saw the Portland, I don't know what it's called, botanical garden.
All right, let me give you question number 3. This is a fun one.
Okay.
Never have you ever had a garden gnome?
Aw, no. I have things with tchotchkes. Like, I don't want to hoard things, so I haven't delved into the gnomes, but I like them. I do want them. But unless it comes to me free or like cheap, I can't bring myself to like buy something like that.
Yeah, I hear you. I totally love them. I think they're the cutest, but I have never taken the initiative to purchase one.
Yeah.
I have some rabbits, but I don't think they count, and I can't put clothes on them either. So
Right.
if anybody's listening, that's on our Christmas wish list. All right, let's go on. Never have I ever planted a flower bed.
I'm really bad at being organized like that. But no, yes, I have done it. I have a calendula bed, so I have done it. Oh, thank God. But normally I'm a very like, where does it fit? Where do I have a space? I'm just like so random in the garden that it's, it bothers some people, but that's just who I am. But I do have a specific calendula bed, so I'm proud of myself.
Yeah. I think that counts. I definitely think that counts for sure.
Yeah. It's like a 2 by.
Although you kind of answered my next question, which was going to be.
It's like 2 by 4 space. So yeah, I think it counts.
That's decent for sure.
Yeah.
What do you use your calendula for?
A lot of skin care. Like, not a lot, but I use it for mainly skincare, and as a flower for my home arrangement, and like the chickens, just to give them some extra greens or whatever you call it. But yeah, I've never eaten it.
Oh, okay.
Can you eat that?
It never occurred to me that chickens would eat calendula.
I think, yeah. I think
You
they eat it.
got me on that one. I have no idea. Never have I ever, I already know the answer to this, but never have I ever grown a fruit tree.
Yeah, definitely trying that. That I had one apple come out of last year's orchard. Not much of an orchard yet, but yeah, yes. I got one apple. So it was very good. So I was very, very happy with that.
You got to start somewhere.
Exactly. How's yours?
And last year I got my first ever peach, just the one and only. So we're in the same boat.
Yeah. And I had to protect this apple for dear life. Like, I had to put in the baggie to make sure those stinking bugs didn't get it.
And let me guess, you had to split it up 10 ways.
Exactly. There are 5 of us, so yeah.
It's a labor of love, people. It's a labor of love. Never have I ever planted something and it never sprouted.
Oh, plenty of times. Spinach. I was trying to do a fall garden of spinach, Not like maybe one. So many just like disappeared, or they'd be there one day and gone the next. So I
Yeah.
chalk it up to slugs. We have a big slug issue here, so they had a feast. Even carrots too.
Slugs are the worst. Well, maybe not the worst, but they're up there.
They're all- yeah.
And you're right. Spinach, I have a hard time with spinach too.
Mm.
I think though, because of where I'm at, either in the spring it gets too hot too fast, or in the winter it gets too cold too fast. It's one or the other. I'm never somewhere in between.
Right. Yeah, I had better luck in the spring, but not in the fall. Oh, because the spring I sowed indoors. That's why I started those indoors. So by the time I planted them out, more of them survived.
That's actually a good idea. I normally wouldn't think to plant my spinach indoors because of how warm I keep the house, but just to get it started wouldn't be a bad idea.
Yeah, some things
Yeah.
just need that extra boost before they go out into the world, the cruel, cruel garden world.
Never have I ever designed my own garden bed layout. Ooh.
Well, I try. I like draw it out on paper. Like my kids, what do you call those really big paper? Construction paper. And I do my little circles and dots and squiggles. But at the end of the day, mid-season especially, you just like plugging in wherever you can find the space. So the plan really doesn't stick. But I try.
Yeah, I for sure understand that. It's the same way over here. I can plan it out all I want to, but what actually happens is a completely different thing. So might as well be random.
Right. But I can't be those people who like gorilla sow. They just like throw seeds. I can't be that. I still gotta at least try.
Right. Now, is that because you want to know what you planted, or because you at least want to try to know where you planted such
Yeah.
specific things?
Yeah, definitely. Because I don't weed very well, or there's a lot of weeds. So I'd like to at least have an idea. That should be what I planted there.
A lot of times I end up saying things to myself like, well, if I just give it some time, it'll eventually tell me what it is.
Right. Yeah.
That's all I can do. And because I'll
Sometimes.
tell you, half the time I'll go ahead and I'll label something and the label will still be wrong. So I mean, I don't know.
There's that, yes.
I'm doing all kinds of maniac gardening over here. All righty. Let's try this one on for size. Never have I ever harvested rainwater for my garden.
Oh, all the time. I have a bucket that's frozen right now because I left it. I left it out.
Really?
But yeah, I definitely. And I have gallons.
Wow, that's awesome.
I have milk gallons that are outdoors also frozen. And if they don't burst the plastic, then they'll be there for me in the spring when it thaws out.
Yeah, because that water does expand and that plastic will break.
Yep. And I have compost, liquid compost, with a bunch of weeds, not seaweeds, with a whole bunch of weeds in it. And I just leave it out and that freezes, but it's in a thicker plastic that's, what is that? Those tubs, those 55-gallon things. So I think it'll be okay. Not bursting.
Oh,
but I also put
the huge
rainwater.
ones.
I feed that. Yeah.
You got a spigot on that?
No, I never did attach a spigot. I just, spoon it out.
You just dip it.
Yeah.
Right on. It works either way. It works either way. I know plants respond differently to rainwater versus tap water. So I think that's a great idea. I have a rain there, but did I set it up?
Oh, you will.
No.
It's on your list.
It's on my list of things to do this year.
Yeah.
Never have I ever used mulch in the garden.
All the time. Even though I probably shouldn't, because that might like make the slugs less problematic. But yeah, I do
What?
a lot of wood chips and which I
Oh,
get
okay. I was
from
going to
chip
ask you, why wouldn't you want to?
from chip drop, and I collect leaves in the fall, so I have leaf mold that I use also, or just leaves. I just chuck them in the beds whole and let them decompose on the beds. But yeah, definitely.
Awesome. I I am bad at that. I do not mulch, and I feel bad about it mostly because I do buy the, what is it, hay or whatever, the bales. And then all I do is sit them in the back and use them for cold frames. I never like take the time to spread it in the garden like I'm supposed to. It's the thought that counts. That's what we're going to say.
Yes, I also have, I have some straw bales too, and half of it goes to the chickens and half of it eventually goes into the garden where I have spaces or holes. Yeah.
Now, that doesn't ever compost down, does it? Do you just then afterwards mix it into your soil?
Pretty much, yeah. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Huh. I didn't know, seeing as how I never got that far.
But yeah, it'll compost eventually.
Learn something new every day.
Have you ever grown in the hay bales? Like actually put like holes in soil and then put a plant in or
No,
something?
I've seen videos of people growing in the bales, but I haven't done it.
No? Okay. I haven't either. Well, I did. No, I didn't.
I've seen it done. I just haven't tried it.
I didn't do it like the way they do it, where they have to put some kind of fluid, like I think acid or something, to break up the straw. I just broke it up
to break
and
it down.
made it into a bed. I made it into a bed and then put soil on top. That's how I've done it.
So when you say you put soil on top, did you like
I broke it up.
make a trench in it and then throw in soil?
I broke it up, like how
Okay.
it comes in, like
Okay.
it becomes like squares,
Oh.
blocks. So then I made a frame out of those blocks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, cool. Who knew? I had not grown in it though. Yeah. Maybe I should try that because all they're doing is sitting back there keeping stuff, hopefully keeping things warm. I don't know. So this ought to be interesting, being that you are working on turning your property into a food forest. Never have I ever had a plant that became invasive.
Good question. Let's see. I don't know if I haven't had it long enough, I guess. So I don't know if it will be invasive. But so far, I haven't had that experience of invasiveness.
Oh,
of anything I planted.
Right on. Right on. I was worried that I was going to have some mint that was going to become invasive at the old house, but I planted it outside and it never spread. It just stayed where it was at. So
I think because we mow.
No.
Like there's this area around where the asparagus is that has a lot of mint from the previous people that owned it, and they're always all over the place, but they stay in that space. But I think it's because we're always mowing in the summertime, and that keeps them there. But I could see how they would definitely would escape eventually if left alone. But I am trying to get hollyhock. I know your favorite. I'm trying to get hollyhock to become an invasive. I spread the seed far and wide all over the yard. Not all over, but on the periphery, because I just so beautiful, just so beautiful.
Oh my gosh, they're so beautiful. It's so many colors. And I'm worried that because it doesn't come back a second year. Well, I'm growing it on the side of my driveway. So I'm like, what if the flower or the seeds didn't fall into the soil? They fell onto the concrete. Now I'm never going to have, well, maybe not never, but
they'll grow in the concrete.
I'm going to have to start all over again.
They'll grow in the concrete. they'll find a crack in there and be fine.
If I'm lucky, I guess. If I'm lucky. I hope so. Matter of fact, somebody not too far, like a couple blocks down, they have a whole bunch of perennial plants and stuff, and hollyhocks is one of them in their front yard. They've got like that, I don't know, wild plant thing going on type of situation.
Oh,
And every year I look to see if it like moves, never moves, stays where it's at. I'm like, wow. So if I could just get mine to do that, it'd be great. Alrighty, let's see here. Never have I ever had a garden party.
nope, can't say I've had that. I don't. Yeah, I mean, I take people around when they come over to the house and show them the garden, but it wasn't specifically, a garden party. That's so pretty. The idea is beautiful, though. It's so whimsical sounding.
Yeah, it's very whimsical sounding. And I don't think that I've technically said I've had a garden party, but I've had people over on my back deck, which is an extension of my garden. So I'm going to say I can say yes to that one.
All right.
Never have I ever, let's see, what do we have? Grown a plant that outgrew its spot.
I planted Jerusalem artichoke in 5-gallon buckets, and that's definitely not enough space because they're top heavy and they toppled that right out.
I believe you. I believe you. I've never seen them in person, but I hear they're enormous.
Mm-hmm. It's unbelievable. I've heard people suggesting to use them in the Three Sisters method, and I would not recommend it because of that top heaviness.
The artichoke itself is very heavy, you mean?
No, the flower stalk. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, sunchoke.
I've not tried that Three Sisters method. Oh, you know what? I was thinking artichokes, sunchokes. Okay, I got you.
Sorry.
Yeah. I'm growing mine in 18-gallon buckets, and they're fine.
Oh, yeah.
I haven't ate one yet because of its funny little nickname, the fartichoke.
It is.
At one time, it sounded like something I wanted to try, like fermented, but then, my perimenopausal body took care of the fartichoke end, and I was like, I guess I'm just growing these for flowers now.
Oh, it's delicious, though.
All righty, moving on. All right, let's see. Never have I ever had a compost bin.
Oh, I've had plenty of compost bins, and I keep moving them around because I'm not happy where it's now because it's like uphill of the chicken coop, so I have to drag my heavy barrel up more. So I'm gonna move it again to a downhill of the chicken coop. So I'm gonna be moving that, and then I also have a tumbler that is frozen right now, so I can't put anything in it, which is pissing me off.
Yeah, that would. Does it produce as much compost as you were hoping to do?
I think I feed it enough. I have a lot of paper products from the kids. So between that and my husband brings me coffee grounds from work and just the apples and bananas, we do pretty well with the compost. Yeah.
Do you have the one where you have to, what did they say, burn it?
The what?
Where you have to turn the compost, with the pitchfork, get in there and flip it every couple months or so?
I mean, sometimes I do, yeah. But I have you turn it by hand. It gets heavy. So then I empty it out by the time it gets super heavy.
Okay. Okay.
But the one on the ground, yeah, definitely I got to turn that every so often.
Do you find that it attracts any wildlife that you don't want around?
I'm pretty sure. I haven't seen it. Well, yeah, I've seen mice definitely, but they're there anyway, regardless. So, but I haven't seen any like
Yeah.
rats or anything bigger.
Yeah.
So who knows? I know we have raccoons and foxes.
Yeah. Of course, there would be raccoons there. They are trash bandits, man.
Right.
Never have I ever grown an exotic plant.
What's an exotic plant? Let's see. I don't think so. I think I've pretty much kept it.
Well, I was thinking the
Normal.
same thing.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, I would say, what do you think about sunchokes being exotic? I mean, it's not everybody who has those in their yard, so maybe they're a little on the exotic end.
True.
Eh,
Yeah. I don't know.
I don't know either. This is why I don't like going live, because I don't like thinking out loud. I'm gonna say something stupid and then can't take it back.
I hear exotic and I think dragon fruit, and I'm like, no, I can't grow dragon fruit. So, it's.
Can
I
you
go
grow
to fruit when I
passion
think
fruit though?
exotic.
Doesn't passion
Oh,
fruit
passion
grow in the cooler climates?
Does it? I would love to try that.
I think
I
so.
don't know.
Oh.
Okay. Put it on my list.
I think so. I thought I'll have to look it up. I know. Well, maybe what I mean to say is you can get the flowers, you probably won't get the fruit.
Oh, right.
I'll have to-
Or that kiwi.
Never have I
That kiwi
ever
looks
grown a
super
plant
good.
as a gift for someone else. I'm growing kiwi.
Oh yeah.
I
How's it
mean,
going?
it's only 2 years old now. Goodness knows how long it's going to take to get fruit, but
Oh, okay.
yeah, it's only about maybe 6 feet tall at this point. That's if it comes back, so we'll see.
Okay.
I'm years away from harvesting anything from that. Although this summer I'm going to be, well, hopefully growing what they're calling the creeping cucumber, and it looks like little baby kiwis, and it's a perennial, but it tastes like a cucumber. So
Okay.
maybe that's exotic.
Right.
Oh, never have I ever grown a plant as a gift for someone else.
No, because I like to make money. So I sell everything.
Already then.
I've given them away. Like my mother, I've grown from my mother. Let me take that back.
I hear you though. So for anybody watching, do not mess with Joy's bottom line, okay? She is not here for it.
Nothing's for free.
Are you doing your plant sale this year?
Yes, I am. I'm about to start my brassicas because those are next on the docket.
Good. Friend of mine, she suggested that I try doing my brassicas in the winter sowing method.
But no.
I don't know. I'm not a fan of having all that trash around.
Right. Yeah, it is unsightly.
Yeah. Never have I ever experienced a plant disease outbreak.
I get, what is that called? That powdery mildew quite a bit because it gets super rainy, like in August. It can get very rainy in August and the high humidity. So I do get, but certain plants are prone to that anyway. And I'm not looking for varieties specifically that that would be anti whatever it is. So yeah, I get a lot of that, and some kind of wilting. I forget what it's called. There's so many like wilts, like different funguses for different wilts. So I don't know which is which, but it's just wilting.
Yeah. Right.
But yeah, I get the high humidity definitely.
Well, actually, then when you do find varieties that don't succumb to the downy mildew, do you then save those seeds since you know that they'll do pretty good? Well, hopefully.
I would if I ever get to it. Yes, definitely.
Oh. So when that happens.
Yep.
All right. And this is my last one I got for you.
All right.
Never have I ever grown a plant specifically for its medicinal purposes.
I didn't start off, let me see, because I have, like in the beginning, I started off as just, it might have had a beautiful flower like yarrow. And then I learned, as you do, that it has medicinal purposes. So now I'm more mindful that I plant these herbs and know that they're medicinal in some way. So like I can't say I'm like head diving into it, but it's definitely something I'm trying to add like one at a time into my space. Like I'm trying to establish a perennial space specifically for just those plants that would be medicinal and perennial. And yeah, it's slow going. Like I tried to get ashwagandha, but it failed me last year, so I'm gonna have to try again. Because as we age, I hear ashwagandha is a good product for us to have around.
Is it really? I don't know that much about ashwagandha. I only ever heard DT Jr. mention it, and I didn't understand what he was trying to say about it, so I never explored it any further. But
I only know that it's good for us. I haven't delved into the research, but I keep hearing good things, so I'm gonna grow it, and then I'll read about it.
Right. Definitely, you gotta have it first before you can do anything with it anyway. So there you have it. Well, cool. Thank you so much for hanging out with me tonight, Joy.
Yes, definitely. Awesome time. Thanks for having me.
I hope you had a good time.
I did.
Yeah, no problem. No problem. You're the first person I thought of.
Oh, thanks. Well, I hope you do more of these with other people. That'll be fun.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the next time I'll try to do it live because of the technical difficulties and whatnot. It's just that, I'm not as fluid live as you guys are. And I don't know, I get tongue-tied and
oh yeah, that's part of it.
I don't know.
Part of your
it all goes wonky some kind of way.
Yeah. You got to do a late night. So
yeah, but when I'm that's a great idea. I never thought of that. Huh. Maybe that's why Miss Felicia only goes live at midnight and at like 1 a.m.
Yeah.
Somebody's using their noggin.
All right.
All right, Joy. Thank you so much. I will contact you again because we have many more questions. But for now, that's going to do it for today, guys. Thank you so much for joining us, and I'll be back with another video on another day. Take care, honey.
Bye.